What is the purpose of your visit here in the Gulf? What kind of influence do you think you can have?
Well, we've just reached this ceasefire, which is both welcome and I think there'll be a sense of real relief. There certainly is across the region and for the United Kingdom. But there's work to do, and I'm here in Saudi Arabia and neighbouring countries now to carry out that work in support of what we're all seeking, which is that this ceasefire should be not a temporary ceasefire, but a permanent ceasefire. On top of that, we have to acknowledge that this war wasn't our war, but my job is to protect the UK. It's already had an impact on the UK, and it's very important that we get the Strait of Hormuz open. There's a lot of work to do there. We've been convening a number of countries. I now get the opportunity here in Saudi Arabia and countries nearby in the region to have the discussions, to coordinate our actions, and to go forward collectively in pursuit of those two missions.
But this was a deal brokered by Pakistan, pushed over the line by China. We didn't have a role. Can we really now influence things?
Well, I think if you look at the Strait of Hormuz, the Foreign Secretary of the United Kingdom convened a political meeting just a week or so ago, brought together 30 countries. We've also had military planning. I'm very conscious that back in the United Kingdom, talking to the shipping sector, finance sector, insurance sector, energy sector, they're telling me that in order for them to feel safe to move through the Strait of Hormuz, they need to know there are diplomatic and political confidence behind what they're doing. We're here to build that with our allies. It's vital that we do so because my job is to protect the United Kingdom from the impact of this war. It's already impacted. I'm determined to make sure that I do absolutely everything I can on their behalf, working with our allies here to minimise that impact and find a way to make sure this ceasefire becomes permanent and to make sure the Strait of Hormuz is open, because that obviously has a huge effect and impact on our energy prices back at home.
Israel is still attacking Lebanon. We can't be confident whether the IRGC will exercise the kind of restraint it needs and that we'll see a cessation of all hostilities. Are you confident that this ceasefire can hold so that meaningful peace talks can begin?
There's work to do. It's early days. There is a real sense, I think, of relief. You could feel it at the base here in Saudi Arabia. For 39 days, they've been acting in our collective self-defense. You can feel the relief. But what they want to know, what people in the United Kingdom want to know, who will share that relief, is that this needs to be permanent. And it's our job to work with other countries in the region, not only on the cessation of hostilities, but also on opening the Strait of Hormuz. Because the impact on our energy prices, you can see it on a daily basis over the last 39 days. It's our job to make sure that the strait is open, that we're able to get the energy that the world needs out and stabilise the prices back in the United Kingdom. So I say, we're not getting drawn into this war. We've always acted in collective self-defence, but my job is to protect the UK lives, of course, which is what we've been doing here from this base, but also to protect our interests. And it's in our interests, our national interest, to get the Strait of Hormuz open.
You made a principled decision not to join with America in those attacks on Iran. Donald Trump is furious with you. He's made that very explicit. Is your relationship with him now in tatters?
I've acted as you would expect of a British Prime Minister, which is by being absolutely focused on what is our national interest. And that's why I've applied my principles and my values throughout. And my principles and values made sure that our decisions were that we wouldn't get involved in any action without a lawful basis and without a viable, thought-through plan. That was the right position for the United Kingdom. And of course, that has included us taking action, collective self-defence. I'm here to say thank you to some of those who have been defending our allies and British interests in the region. But the principles of not getting dragged into this war, principles of always saying the UK will act only on a lawful basis and only if there's a viable long-term plan, they're the right principles. And as I say, I'm the British Prime Minister. I act in the British national interest, and nothing but nothing is going to deflect me from that. And what an honour it is for me to be here at this base, this really important base. And let me start where I must start, which is to thank each and every one of you for all you've done for the collective self-defence of Saudi Arabia and the United Kingdom. And I'm trying to look around and catch as many eyes as possible because I know you've all been hard at work. It's an ongoing project, but the last 39 days has been incredible work in the collective self-defence of both our countries and the wider region. And I just want to start by acknowledging that and saying a big thank you to you for what you have done, what you continue to do, and what I know you will go on to do. It's really important that I say thank you. And it's important I say that as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, on behalf of the millions of people in the United Kingdom who would like to stand here and have the as I have to say thank you to you. So on my behalf as Prime Minister, but also on their behalves, to say thank you for everything that you do. It is an incredible partnership that you have here with the Royal Saudi Air Force, the RAF and BAE, I think for the best part of 50 years operating here in a really joined up way, which is so important to our defence. And that's why it's a real pleasure and a privilege and an honour to be here, to see what you do and to understand how you work together. And never has that been more important than in recent weeks. So thank you very much for that. We now, as you'll have seen from the news, have a ceasefire, but there's a lot of work to do, as you will appreciate, a lot of work to make sure that that ceasefire becomes permanent and brings about the peace that we all want to see, but also a lot of work to do in relation to the Strait of Hormuz, which has an impact everywhere across the world. So I'm here to work with Saudi Arabia and our other partners in the region on how we make sure that ceasefire does become a permanent ceasefire, and also the work that we've now got to do to make sure the Strait of Hormuz is fully opened, because you will all appreciate the huge impact that that has had and is happening on so many countries across the world, including back in the United Kingdom. So thank you for welcoming me. Thank you for everything you do. It is an honour to be here. Thank you very much indeed.
Good.